honestly, I love doing talks like this because it's just incredible to see what can happen with you guys if you really go for it. And this is a good friend of mine who's a psychiatrist, and I've been doing a lot of these different sports, and it makes you feel good. Let's face it, when you feel good, you're having a good time, and life's great. And you can go to some really incredible places. This is in Solihull in Greece. Jason and I went climbing there a few weeks ago. And it keeps you in really good shape, it keeps you fit. And I mean, you can do all sorts of other things as well. You can go like scuba diving. I've been doing quite a lot of this recently, and one of the attributions of doing a lot of these sports is the ability to stay calm. Because if you see something like that, then you're much better off staying calm than you are if you lose it. And I think the epitome of that is free diving for me, because I've got involved with free diving in the last couple of years, and all you do is you take a deep breath and you swim down as far as you can. And when you get to the point where you think you really shouldn't go any further, then you turn around and go back up again. And this is going down to about, just above 30 metres, which is about 100 feet. And it really is, with many of the sports I've done before, it's really about adrenaline and raising your heart rate. And this is the antithesis of that. You want to try and be as calm and relaxed and chilled out as possible, because then you can hold your breath longer. And I've actually got a short film of my instructor that I met doing a course in Indonesia. Things that you can do, I mean, the surfing in the UK is some of the best in the world, and things like kite surfing is more popular now than it ever has been. Like skiing and snowboarding, there's some amazing places to go all over the world. Like whether you like to do tricks or whether you like to go off-piste like this. I'm going to show you before. It's something I've wanted to do for many, many years, but it's really expensive. It's really, really, really expensive. And it was only last year that I got the first opportunity to do it. And it's one of those things, do a good job, and make some money, and then you can open up the opportunities to doing really cool stuff in the future. And something like that is really, really special. And you know, I paid for it myself, I didn't get some of the sponsors for it, and it really is amazing what you guys could be doing. Now, finishing off, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about slacklining. Slacklining is walking along a tightrope. And what we're doing here is we're doing highlining, so it's quite high up. You might be able to see the cars in the background. This is in Cheddar Gorge. This is the longest high line in the UK. Now, I've got a question for you. If I was able to set up a high line in here, a slack line between, say, this piece of wood here and, say, the piano, that was about this high. If I set that up and made it really tight and invited all of you to come and try and walk on the line, what happens is when you put your foot on the line like this, it just starts vibrating immediately. But if you keep trying, after a while, you can take your weight off the ground and start walking on this line. Now, the question I have is, if I gave you half an hour to try and do this, how many people in here think that they would be able to walk from one end of the line to the other in half an hour? Put your hand up. Don't be shy. Okay, maybe like 5, 10 people, probably a few more as well. Okay, well, I've introduced about 100 people to slacklining over the years, and what's really interesting is that about 50% of them can do it after about 30 minutes. And what that means is that there's a lot of people in this room right now who could actually do it that don't think that they could. Now imagine what you could do in your lives if you opened up to what might be possible. It's amazing, it really is. And I'm just going to finish off with this. For a photo shoot for a British newspaper. A good friend of mine once said to me, he said, "Tim, do you know the difference between ordinary and extraordinary?" I was like, "No, go on, tell me." He said, "Well, it's putting in an extra little bit of effort into all the ordinary things that you do. Because if you do that, then you'll go so far." I mean, think about the last time that you had to hand in some homework and you were like, "Oh, I just can't be bothered. I'll do it tomorrow." And the next time that happens, or the next time you're in a challenging situation, you just think about that, put an extra bit of effort into it. Because if you use that as a template for your future, you'll be able to do some really amazing things. And for those of you that don't know what it is that you want to do the rest of your life, and that's most of you, well, the cool thing is if you try really hard and you do really well at school, and you get very good results, and the best results you can, when you get to the point where you have a job opportunity that you think, "Wow, actually I'd really like to do that," well, if you've got good results, then you'll be able to do it. And if you can do that, then you can have the life that you want, and you can do some really amazing things, and you really enjoy it. And that's what it's all about. So I hope you've found some inspiration to do some cool stuff, and thanks very much for listening to what I have to say.
One of my previous explorers, now probably called Howie, who's Solihull in essence. Right, I drew the best straw of the evening. I am now going to talk about the Queen Scout Award. How I managed to get this one, I don't know, as I was never awarded it. But anyway, this is a great opportunity. The Queen Scout Award is the highest award you can earn in your scouting life. Not counting the legal awards you can earn, of course, but this is the pinnacle. What you do as an Explorer Scout or network member. Now, I believe we have 11 people from Solihull who have, not done, Tim's done, but yeah, has done the best and now got their Queen Scout Awards. So what I'd like to do is pass you back over to Katie and Wayne, who are going to now call up the Queen Scout awardees, and we can all congratulate them one at a time, because it is a very good award to get. The most hardest award to get, I think, personally. And I'd like to congratulate you now personally myself, so welcome to everybody that's here today.
Now, the good or the bad news for the recipients of the Queen Scout Award, which is, like I said, is the highest award within the youth programme for scouting. Did you get a chance to tell us what you've done in order to achieve it? So for you, what was the highlight of your Queen Scout?
Besides finishing it, because it took me quite a long time, I'd probably say the last few minutes of the expedition is quite a feeling, because I did mine last. So I say the biggest effort for the very end. It's that moment you get to the end and you're tired out from 4 days of carrying all of your stuff on your back. And you realise you get to sit down, and not only have you finished walking a very long way, you finished the entire reward. And the feeling of sort of relief and achievement for that one is probably the best part of it.
Sounds fantastic. Well done. And you're now a leader?
Becoming, in the process of becoming.
Even better. Congratulations. Well done. So tell me, what was the highlight for your Queen's Gambit?
Well, for me, I think it's realising after the fact just how much it's going to help me for the rest of my life. I've just been in the process of applying for my abroad. I studied languages, and the amount of things that doing Queen's Gambit was giving me to write on my CV, things like I studied Belgium and France, and I studied helping with brownies, and because I want to work with children now, my it's helped so much. I really value this.
That's really fantastic. And the next challenge for you then?
Well, I think it will be my year abroad. It's kind of a terrifying prospect, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and really rewarding when you've done it. Congratulations. Well done. So come on in, a bit of advance warning. So which section are you really?
Explorers.
Hence the fan club, I guess.
It's a nice flower, yeah. Didn't know I had it.
Make the most of it. So tell me, Queen's Gambit, what for you has been your highlight?
Similar to Nick, I think the expedition, despite the immense amount of rain that we had for the whole week, it was probably the best experience of the whole thing. Expedition.
And anything in particular struck you that you remember, other than the rain?
Just the experience and the people that I shared the time with, and that whole sort of collaboration of events was brilliant.
Do you remember what the new activity you then was?
The new activity.
Another fair question.
There was a lot of really things I've been saying.
Brilliant recovery. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So everyone, what was the highlight for your Queen's Gambit?
Besides finishing the expedition, of course, I really enjoyed doing my service. I worked with disabled children, high school children. I worked with them from the age of, I think, 5 as young as to 103, teaching music to people as a base of music therapy, and so helping, for example, groups of children who are disabled behavioural wise, helping them calm down their behaviour through music.
Sounds really fantastic. Was the music something that you enjoyed doing?